no doubt he's going to give us, regale us with his tales of everything that he's won and been awarded. We're here for Doddie's dinner, and I'm delighted to be joined by Doddie's sister. Who's here? More than I am to be joined by you, big man. So it's lovely to see you. We're also joined by my mother, who is living proof that if it's not one thing, it was my mother. And if she didn't know you before, there's only 50 of you, you're not getting out of here alive. So she's going to know everything about you. But please, put your hands together and welcome the star of our show, Mr. Doddie Weir. Right, how long are you here for? Tell us your story. What's happened?
3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes. Go.
No, Bruce, we're here for a little while, but lovely to see your mammy here. It's good to see you behaving. Just as well your dad's not here, because I tell you why, when you're looking at tartan, you always follow your mother's side because you always know who your mother is. Now that's true, and this definitely is your mother. Anyway, we won't talk about dad like that, but ladies and gentlemen, yes, lovely to be here, Boris College, thank you so much. And we're just here for a little while because some may have heard or may not have heard. A wee accidente last week. I tripped over my pressure washer hose at home. Now, for some it might not be serious, but for
Is that a euphemism?
Very much so. See, you've got an old breakdown since you went on a hike in Mayfgala. And with that, with myself and my little issue on MND, it's not the best thing to do because I have no hands to try and stop me. So I face planted at my farm, I split my head open, and I thought I broke some ribs and I collapsed my lung, which wasn't so handy. So when I went to hospital to try and get it sorted, funnily enough, they weren't that really interested in my head, which is very true because there's nothing really serious in there. They glued that back together, but my lung has caused me a little bit of an issue because with that I got tested just a couple of weeks prior, and my lung capacity has dropped a little bit in the last 6 months. So we've got to watch what we're doing. You can see the body's maybe not doing so well in the hands and shoulders, but internally you can't tell. So I was in hospital last Monday just for a little checkup, thinking I'd be all right, because I thought things were okay. But they said, look, it's still collapsed by 20%. We're going to keep you in. Phone your wife and tell her to bring your pajamas in. Well, I stayed in for, I think, 3 nights, dinner, bed and breakfast, Ward 7 of the BGH. It was the most amazing time I have had. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. The first night, we're off drink. I was in a wee room on my own. Second night, we're on the red wine, which was brilliant. Third night, we're on the whiskey, which was great. But in a serious way, well, that was two, but in a serious way, I had to get a kind of vent into my lung. I don't know when it was done, I had the lung drained at all. It wasn't the most exciting and very painful operations done under local, so I'm getting a bit soft in my old age. So you've got to also carry like a paint pot round with you because it takes a lot of gunk out your lungs. So with that, for 3 days, wherever I went, the paint pot came. And they do say, please don't leave the paint pot behind because you will feel a little bit of a pain. Thankfully, I didn't do that. But the issue was, at the end, is that maybe the drain was put in a bit lower than it should have been. And also the tube should have been a little bit bigger because being a tall fella, so I've got about 10% of my lungs at the top still not refilled. But they weighed up the issue to maybe go in and put another tube in, and they weighed up the risk of something happening. So they very kindly took it out last Thursday night, and home I went. So I've been told not to do anything for a number of days. I go for a big checkup tomorrow to see that it's all either how it is or better would be nice, and hopefully fingers crossed. So I'm going to behave myself at the moment, so I'm just here for a little while because under my medical team they said I shouldn't be doing anything, but this is very important, being local and what you've done to myself and everything as well. So this is the reason why I'm here, and on the back of that as well, I've missed a wee journey to Ireland last week, Monaco at the weekend, which my son was very happy because he went to my place and had an absolute whale of a time. And Guernsey this Friday, which I was supposed to be going as well, a big dinner down there. So we're missing that. And Kirsty's husband is taking our place, which could be quite interesting for everyone at that dinner for a lot of different reasons.
That's quite a representative, Mr. Mundell from
It's
Cloven
not-
Ford's farm.
No, it's not. It's Mundell for Cloven. My sister tries to be posher than she actually is. You know? It's just ridiculous. Yeah, it will be a bit of a giggle because there's never a dull moment with my brother-in-law. So that's why. So I just want to say thank you very much to whatever was doing at Boris College. As a team, absolutely brilliant. It was a very enjoyable day a wee while ago. Where does the time fly? And yes, one of many awards, but very special to be on the wall. And here, are you on the wall, Bruce?
The most wanted. the not to be let in again, yes. Right, come on in, talk us through it, because you're now Dr. Weir.
Well, that's just an honour, isn't it?
So how does that work? How does a man like you get to be a doctor?
Just be over 6'5" and you've got a good chance. But no, ladies and gentlemen, the journey that we're on has been phenomenal, and that's one of a few awards that we received, and in a way very embarrassed in receiving them, because I'm here on a personal crusade in a way to try and, with those who maybe know a bit about MND, motor neuron disease, there is no cure. I apologise for those who have spoken about this before. So it started some 2 years ago. I know, and with that, when you get diagnosed, you kind of wonder, oh, what's going on? And not only the punctured lung, but the other worst kind of operation, where it was lumbar puncture. I don't know if anyone's had one of them, but that was quite a tender operation as well. And that's what they had to do to try and diagnose if you've got MND. Because going back maybe 3 years ago now, caught my hand in the door, lost power on my left hand, my skin started twitching, and that gives you the kind of idea of where we are with MND. So when you tell your doctor there is no one-off kind of operation to say, yes, you have, you've got to go through a lot of areas. So you go and get needles put in and shock therapy to your body, and your body started going around like this. And I didn't like it, but the wife thought it was very funny. You go for numerous brain scans to see how they are. They couldn't find anything before you say anything there, Bruce. So that was clear. You go for a lumbar puncture as well. You go for umpteen blood tests. And again, if all they come clear, then the deduction really has got MND. So this 2 years ago, past Christmas, that's where the journey started. And on the back of that was a personal crusade. Because people who have been told they've got MND don't actually know what's going on, because no one knows what's going on, whether you've got 3 months to live, 6 months, 10 years or what. And that's a worry when you've got family, because it's a terminal issue. So again, you're worried what's going on with yourself, with your family. Can you work, can you not? So when I heard there's no cure, and also I wasn't given any help by the professors, they basically say, you MND, there's your care nurse, goodbye. And that's what it's been like for the last 2 years. No help to say there's red wine help, there's Guinness help, and I found that it does, ladies and gentlemen. And I've never been invited to so many parties, which has been absolutely brilliant, and that's maybe why we're here. And this is the scary thing, that everyone with MND goes on a self-cure. So they go onto the lovely internet, because the doctors, when you go in for a cold, they'll say, take this antibiotic and do this. But when they go in with MND, that does not happen. So everyone goes onto the lovely internet and sees what they can do and take and everything throughout the world. But unfortunately, there's nothing out there quite at the moment. There's a few things that maybe help you and maybe help me. I go and see a chiropractor in Gallup, Donald Francis. I've been across to America, and again, nothing's really come out of that, apart from maybe I have one drug called Udexa for my emotional state, which is quite strange.
You've also tried Guinness for that, I've heard.
I have, and together they work treats. And with that, that's just my cure, because again, everyone with MND has to go and find their own path. So with the generosity and support we are, ladies and gentlemen, we set up a foundation. And with that, we've got Scott Hastings, a rugby friend, who's chairman. We've got Gary Armstrong, who's got an OBE. We've got John Jeffrey, who's a Justice of the Peace. And we've got Finlay Calden, OBE. 3 of the biggest thugs in world rugby have been awarded, which is just all wrong. We've also got my good lady, Jill Douglas, who's now the CEO of it, who's doing the most amazing job, and Stuart Weir. So we've got a most amazing team. And when it's set up, the journey has been just staggering. To tell you where we are in the next maybe 3 months, once we get the paperwork and contract sorted, I think the foundation will have spent in the region of £2.2 million. Which is down to the generosity of a lot of people doing a lot of lovely things. We've got people that are selling semen off their sheep for us. We've got schools selling toast. We've got bike rides. We've got Mr. Dougie Stephen did a massive dinner at Kelso that certainly raised the profile of Borders College tonight, doing a lot of things. I think it's been about somewhere in the region of 600 events in the last maybe 14 months. So to be where we are is very lucky. In a lot of ways, but the support has been amazing. And with that money, what we've done is into research. And the research program into really two things. One is gene therapy, so the makeup of your body or lots of millions of genes to try and see there might be a rogue gene in there somewhere that causes MND. Let's find it and fix it. And the other one is repurchasing of drugs. So anyone who, for all drugs that are on the market, so cancer drugs, diabetic drugs, any of these might have an effect on MND, and they're easier readable to people who have MND, so let's see if they have an effect, and if they have, good and well. And also, we've spent quite a lot of money on the care packages as well, so we think about 150 to 200,000 going to Scotland MND, and the same with the English Association. So anyone with issues that maybe can't, because of this disease, you can't work, you maybe can't walk, and can't do a lot of other things. We're supporting a lot of grants to allow people with that freedom as well. So buying new wheelchairs, stair lifts, and things like that. So very busy. And at the moment as well, on a wee campaign to try and get people with MND blue badges. Not that I need one yet, but the issue is, as I mentioned before, when you've got MND, you don't know how quick it affects yourself. So with me, I'm not too bad at the moment. I can still drink and drive, but not together because it's not good for you. but people in lesser luck maybe can't do that, and it takes between 6 months to a year to get these badges approved, and by that it could be too late. So that's a bit busy.
You've been a busy boy. Now, all of that said, you're a British lion, Dodgy.
Am I?
You were a British lion. You went to South Africa on the tour that everybody got the DVD for Christmas. And the scene that everybody remembers, apart from John Bentley, because we want to talk about him, was you in the media training. Talk us through that story.
It's all my dad's fault. But going back on the rugby, I think the rugby in sport has helped. And we've been very fortunate. Again, being over 6'5" has helped me get where I am, because I couldn't catch a ball, and I've got to thank my sister. I wouldn't do it publicly, because she changed my life for what she did. It's in my book, here in Gala some 25 years ago. When you're a shot put champion, you're a very special lady, so well done to you, Kirsty, for that. But the rugby game has been very lucky, and when we're speaking to young kids, it's one of the stories we try to tell, is get into sport, doesn't matter what it is, because you got this team unity behind you and with you. And it's possibly the same today with the team that's working in front of house here and behind. Be together on what you do, because there's a lot of friends and family and support there for you. And the game of sport is very special. And a lot of these boys on that tour have been around to help me. Even Austin Healy, who we didn't like at the time, he's been out to help us with the foundation and where we are as well. And with that, it's just been phenomenal, the where we've been and what we've been up to, and the generosity of everyone. I can't believe it, because I'm a bit like you, I'm a bit of a numpty. Just don't know where I'm coming from, dressed like a numpty as well, but I've got more than one suit, but no, wait. Mummy, I'll get you another one for your Christmas, maybe if you stick in well. But yes, the game of rugby is quite special, and that's what we were lucky we are, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the day, because you just don't know what's round the corner. Yeah. And and with that, I've done it for quite a number of years now, especially on the Guinness and Red. And that's really what life's about, and that's why we are where we are. I'm just going to enjoy it because because a lot of people go, "How are you, big man?" Well, it's not been the best couple of weeks. The hospital was a great time. I must admit, I did like it. Apart from getting the drain in the side of my chest, that wasn't the prettiest, but the nurses were brilliant. The food was fantastic. The paint pot and it was called a swinger. You have to carry your swinger with you. That's the first time I've been swinging for 3 days. It's just quite amazing time. But joking apart, there was an email, and I said this to people who know me, they don't know me about this. An email came in a long time ago when we started off the foundation. And where we are now in the foundation, I think we're giving a lot of people, the MND, a little bit of hope as well. So it's important we continue that. But this brother-in-law sent an email to say, "Big man, keep up the good work." My brother-in-law got diagnosed in September 2017 and died in December 2017, so some 3 months after diagnosis. He was 38 years of age, had 2 kids, 2 and 5. So when you hear stories like that, what have I got to complain about? So get up and get on.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Mr. Doddie Weir.
No, so have a great evening. I'm sorry I'm going to run away, but any luck, I'll have the full bill of health, because I have to admit, I wouldn't like to go through putting another stent into my rib cage, although I've still got a stitch here and a wee hole we have to insert it a little bit. So lovely to see so many people here. Have a great night. Bruce, well done. With your chat, you did a lot of research and everything for us.
Everybody's desperate for their food after all your hospital stories.
Well, it's absolutely lovely, and once again, thank you to Boris College and everyone for the support. Have a great evening, and Kirsty, behave yourself. Thank you. Have a great night.